quantities.
Oh,
like,
huge.
ridiculous quantity. But it's
but at least
legal.
there's
It's
not
legal in the
bull
book.
sperm
You know why?
in
Because they
coffee.
serve it at the meetings.
Right.
The biggest mood alterer of them all: coffee and tobacco.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you're not drinking coffee and you're not smoking and you're a goddamn vegan, I really don't want to hear from most people about their opinions about the program and what the book says. Every person I have ever met in the program that takes their finger and points at the book like it's some sort of prophecy come down on high and put onto stone tablets, every single person I've met like that has relapsed.
Or has gone on to live a miserable, sober life.
Right.
I know one guy, he's sober. He is so miserable. I mean, he's so dry, I'm afraid to walk next to him because I might catch on fire.
Right. What's the point?
You know who you are, Jim.
Nice. Good name drop.
He doesn't listen. He
doesn't
can't work
listen.
a computer. He's old.
I've never understood old guys. There are a lot of old guys in those meetings that would clearly need a drink.
I mean, but I bet a lot of newcomers stay sober in spite of him, so he can't make fun of them.
So is ultimately what we've learned here to challenge what we're being told? To actually, because that's not what the cult wants. The cult wants walking, talking soldiers.
No, they want Clancy ice.
We want to have a big meeting once a year.
They want button-up shirts and ties to go speak. They want dresses to hand out chips. I remember, you know what? I had 2 years of abstinence. I came off a tour. I walked into a church in California. Some old guy said, until you take off your leather pants, get a haircut, and put on a sport coat, you're never going to stay sober. Now, unfortunately, at that time, I was stuck on the take off my leather pants in a church. And, I just went out the door.
Yeah.
I just turned around one night. And I stayed sober another 2 years, but I was batshit crazy.
But you can't count, and I already know, you can't count
and
Clancy's
none of that stuff
group.
matters.
But Clancy's cult is a cult within the cult.
It doesn't matter how you dress. You know what? Cult squared. He's helped tens of thousands of people, so I'm not going to rag on him. It's not for me. And I'm hoping that the people that do listen to this agree that there's many facets of the program that aren't for them. And that's why they say take what you need and leave the rest.
Right. But
you left it all.
But ultimately, what this all comes back to are the personalities that make us not want to be at meetings. I don't want to be at meetings because I just don't want to deal with the people that are at the meetings. I've never enjoyed the politics, and I was stupid enough to get involved with that, and it pissed me off bad enough that I've never looked back. I never even looked over my shoulder to go look for it. The fact that I still have a few sober friends is astonishing to me, but I would like to believe that they're not the douchebags that collectively make up my area's program meetings. But you can tell this. I truly believe that if you have a strong fellowship, like people are actually showing up, sharing, and caring, that meeting's going to grow and be strong. If it's a douchebag leading a cult within a cult, the numbers are going to dwindle ultimately.
Well, I don't think the numbers will ever dwindle because another thing that's wrong, you have the court pouring tens of thousands of people into the program. Yeah, I mean how can a court send you to a spiritual program that helps you find God? That's not freedom of religion.
No.
That's not separation of church and state.
No, but it's a wonderful feeder system to the cult.
By
the way, where does all the money go in the cult?
It goes to World Service Office, prints books.
Yeah, sure it does. That's a lot of money to print books.
Why, does it go back to court?
I don't know. Does anybody ever challenge or do an accounting of all that money?
In Arizona that goes towards treatment, and I'm trying to get my hands on that because nobody takes it.
I'm fascinated by all of it. I mean, I truly am.
That's politics. That's not program politics. It's not an AA liquor tax. It's a tax to get people help. And nobody knows how to get to it because they steal it all. I don't know. Yeah.
Nobody's
I don't know
stressable.
I used to know where the money goes, and I just didn't care anymore. I know where the money goes in CA.
Where?
it actually, they saved a lot of money this year because they figured out that if they printed the books in Germany instead of shipping them there, they would save more money than it cost them to print and ship the books here. The shipping costs more than the books cost, and they weren't making money. So we found that in
exactly. How is CA still in business?
CA's still in business. CA's doing actually very well.
Is it?
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, but the narcos are all gone. I mean, seriously, it's all CMA and every other A.
Well, it's definitely thinned out. HA is starting to gain tremendous popularity here in Phoenix.
You're shitting me.
No, HA is doing phenomenal.
Heroin Anonymous.
There's a ton of opiate abusers here.
I get that.
All the millennials are opiate abusers.
How has somebody not started like Pill Anonymous yet?
They have Conan.
No. I'm waiting for somebody to actually jump on board this bandwagon and create like Pill Anonymous or something.
They have that already. Sure, that's been for you. That was before CMA.
Well, that's technically NA. Technically. Technically, you should be able to cover everything with NA
technically
or
NA,
AA.
But remember, NA uses different literature.
I get that.
Everybody else uses the big book. NA has their own literature.
Yeah, but it holds up at least a little bit better for whatever reason. You're also allowed to get tattoos and beat people in NA. Oh, and by the way, if you're in NA, yes, that's what I think of everybody in NA. Sorry. It's just what I think.
Yeah, I mean, when I used to tour as a musician, and if I had trouble connecting, I would go to an NA meeting.
Yeah, seems to fit your lifestyle a little bit better.
Yeah, they're nobody. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of drug dealers in NA.
Well, NA to me was always don't worry about
AA.
changing your life or your friends. Just stop doing the drugs.
Yeah.
That really seems to be the message of NA, and I'm sure there are people shaking their heads at this moment going, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
And it also depends what town you're in. like Miami, I feel has better NA than CA, and I mean,
I would say that for Vegas. I think Vegas has a really strong NA program over AA. I think AA...
They have a strong young people's AA presence in Vegas.
That's good. Well, good for them.
Vegas is tough because nobody gives a shit.
No, they don't. And everything's
it is just
legal
overstimulation 24/7, and it's me. I'm selfish. Screw you.
Right.
Nobody wants to help you out in Vegas.
And what's wrong with
that? Well, I think maybe they should look at the almighty dollar. Maybe they're hooked on money. I don't know.
Is there a Money Anonymous yet?
There should be. I'd be a member.
There you go. We found your niche.
Yes. I could be the Bill W. of Money Anonymous.
So what did we learn from this first return episode?
That you should drink instead of pull the trigger.
No matter what. And you should probably take your prescription pills instead of relapsing.
Absolutely.
That one to me is astonishing.
And you should not let the demise of others bring you to your demise.
Oh, that's a strong message.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say challenge whatever the fuck people are telling you, but that goes contrary to people who have sponsors.
Yeah, but if you're in the same meeting and you ask like 6 different people in that meeting,
you're going to get 6 different answers. No, you know what answer you're going to get if you ask the same 6
I think if maybe you ask one person in 6 different meetings, you might get 6 different answers.
No,
but
you know what you're going to get? You know what?
Same.
No, you're wrong. The answer is going to be, did you ask your sponsor? That's what you're really going to hear. Did you ask your sponsor?
Yeah, see, I don't do that. Like there was a kid in a meeting, he was complaining that his sponsor told him to get humility, he should quit his job.
Wow,
and I told the guy, absolutely
him.
Not, buddy. Absolutely not.
That's the dumbest fucking advice I've ever heard.
I'm like, just because he can't have any money, otherwise he'll relapse, doesn't mean everybody else can't have any money and they'll relapse. I mean,
yeah, my sober living
you could
required
make it
us
step
to
on the
get.
gas,
Yeah, you got to have a job. You got to have purpose. I have met too many shiftless bastards who do nothing but sit around and feel sorry for themselves. And remarkably, those are the people that wind up killing themselves. You know why? Because all they do is sit around and be miserable and find other people to sit around and be miserable with. Want to know how not?
Right.
Let me give some advice out on the show.
Which is the way I used. I found people that used much more than me, and just so I could say, man, they really got problems.
Right.
I'm normal.
You're normal compared to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a piece of advice for everybody listening. Don't associate with people in the program that look like fucking Debbie Downers. Nothing worse than... Here's the other reason why I don't go to meetings, and nobody likes this answer. What a collection of Debbie Downers. My God. We are not a glum lot is such a lie. You are the glummest lot.
It's definitely cheap therapy, that's for sure.
They're the glummest lot ever. Come on. Tell me, okay, what's the biggest meeting you go to?
Sometimes I'll go to a CA meeting that's about 300 people.
300 people. Of that 300 people, how many would you classify as glum waiting to die? Legit.
That meeting, not a lot, because it's basically a young people halfway house meeting.
Oh, so they're all still fucking and having fun.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. By the way, for those that are new to the show, we recommend banging your asses off in your first year. There's nothing else. There's nothing else in your first year. In fact, get in a relationship. It'll keep you so fucking stir crazy you won't have time to relapse. But we've covered that on previous episodes.
Yes.
And we both highly recommend that logic. That was actually advice from my sponsor. Oh, yeah, I think you should get involved.
Thinking about sex, you ain't thinking about drinking.
That's right. His exact words were, oh, yeah, you should be involved with a girl from the program. You won't have time to relapse. You'll be chasing her around. That'll cause you more pain and agony than if you relapsed. Have fun with it.
Make sure you download the instructions to come here, go away.
Yeah, right. Oh, so great. So great. I think that should personally be handed out. I mean, telling people not to do something in their first year of sobriety is ultimately ridiculous. That just means you're going to do it. We are a group of people who, by nature, did what we weren't supposed to do in abundance. You shouldn't be involved in a relationship. Shouldn't have sex with.
No.
Shouldn't do it.
Get involved in 3 and 4.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
So what have we learned? All right, let's assess again. Don't drink, don't use.
Instead of
drink instead of pull the trigger. See, it's a helpful episode already.
Yes.
Drink. Don't take your meds. Take your meds. Take your fucking meds. I can't stand fucking crazy people. I don't want to hear about the voices or the people across the street in the trees that are there to kill you. By the way, I had one of those for a long time. And everybody just treated him like he was fucking normal. I'm like, are you guys serious? Is he not taking his meds? He really believes there are people across the street watching him. He's an out-of-work musician. I don't get it. Sorry, I digress. Take your meds. Please, everybody, take your meds. Ask questions. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking questions.
Get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth opinions.
As many as possible.
Until you get the one you want. Come on.
Ultimately, does it just come down to you don't drink, don't use, no matter what?
Unless you're ready to pull the trigger. Then just please go drink.
I already see the title of this episode. The cult classic. Don't drink, don't use, except if you're going to pull the trigger.
Yeah. Because that gun in your mouth will taste a lot better with a Jack Daniels chaser.
Wow. Strong episode back after the break for everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very light. Very light.
Me. That was rough.
Yeah.
Going right to the glass on that one, Makembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
All right, so give him a word of inspiration, because I sure as hell don't have anything.
It's a wonderful life out there. Live every day like you know it.
How about a passage for them to read out of the big book?
When we found it necessary, we sought professional help.
That's good.
That's about Asian massage, isn't it? Is that about Asian massage?
You know what? If Asian massage would keep me sober, I'd do it once a day.
Well, sometimes you need professional help.